Hello and welcome to the 91st episode of the... Nope, sorry, correction. Hello and welcome to the 92nd episode of the Butt of Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So it's been about 2 weeks since I last did my episode. And I got a bit done. Some things not as far as I wanted to, but other things I think I did pretty darn good. So I guess I will start with my FO. So last time you had seen me working, it was on a pair of socks with yarn from Mud Punch Yarns. They're a pair of plain vanilla socks, and they are both done. Last time you had seen, I was, ignore the ends. I haven't woven them in. I'll do that eventually, but I was, just past the heel. And now I finished that sock, and I finished the second one. So they are now both, after the ends woven in, they're ready to go into a sock drawer somewhere. I really love the color. I think that it punched really, really nice. So I am looking forward to, eventually wearing them. Leftover out of that, let me just put this over here. Okay. Leftover out of that, I still have a good amount of yarn. So, to make shorty socks or something, it's probably at least 40-something grams. I didn't weigh it or anything, but I usually have about that much left over. And I still have, just dropped a stitch marker. And I still have, what I use for the heel cuffs and toes. So we'll see what we'll do with those. So that is my one finished object. And toss. Good. All right. So the next thing is my work in progress. I was hoping to have the... Oh, that was just weird. I was hoping to have the body finished for the for Fox Sake sweater that I've been working on. Here it is so far. I'm actually made it down to the ribbing. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I'm about 1.25 inches when I measured it this morning when I was working on it. So just a little bit more to go. Just a little bit more to go. And progress from 2 weeks ago. Can you see? There we go. I was about there, and now I'm on the ribbing. And then after that, I'll pick up for the sleeves and work my way down. And then do the collar, and I should be finished. Well, wash and block, because, oh gosh, I forgot how much dye comes off of this. It's because it was dyed with indigo for the base color for the sweater. So, I had to scrub my hands just trying to get them not to be blue last night before I went to bed. And then I woke up this morning and knitted for a bit, and my fingers turned blue again. You probably can't see it, but trust me, it's there. So I'm still working my way through that. Stay, don't fall, please, I beg of you. Okay, so that is my only thing that I'm really working on. I pretty much put away my blanket for now. I'll talk more about that afterwards, and I guess I'll talk about my new cast on. I think this is going to be a very short episode, just a quick update. My new cast on was for my Cozy Knitter socks in Golden Hour. I got this a few weeks ago, and I balled it up last week. I don't know if I showed it when I balled it up, but after I literally as soon as I finished weaving in the ends for my other pair of socks, I casted these ones on, and I almost finished. No, I did finish the cup before I went to my bed that same night. So here it is so far. See? So that's the best light for it. So it's going very well for it. I'm using size 0 US Xiaogu needles, like what I usually use for a good amount of my socks. I completely forgot that the speckle was there. I thought it was just white, but it's coming along, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try and keep these ones for myself. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to try real hard. The bag I have this one in is from Sandy by the Lakeside. They came together as a part of a package when they did a pack combination. They collaborated. There you go. They collaborated for the Montreal Knitter. I can never remember what that thing is called. Knit City Montreal, that they weren't able to do, but they put their kits up online, and I made sure I got it. So, and then the pin on it is the one from Les Garçons, aka Max here, the designer of the fox sweater. Yeah, I made sure I got that. I put it on the bag. I think it's a nice place to put it. So that is everything for, hold on a second. I had my notes on my phone, or basic notes. There we go. Yeah, it turned itself off. So I did do a little bit of shopping online. You guys saw my previous order from the Knitting Loft. I went back and I ordered a bit more. At the end of April, they had for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think it was. They had a local yarn shop day appreciation. They had a sale, and even though I had just ordered yarn the previous week and it had arrived for me at the beginning of that week, I put in another order to order more stuff. So these are currently sitting in a bag that I had gotten. One of my friends, she does t-shirts and bags and that kind of stuff. So she put these up and says, if you want to buy them. Oh, trust me, I put in my order quite quickly. So I'm just going to show the bag first. So this is based on two things that are very, well, let me just show you first. So it says, living my blessed life. And she also did the logo. The logo is being based on one of my favorite television shows from the 90s, which is Living Single. So I got this bag, and of course when I saw them, I'm like, this is perfect to carry yarn in. And then my other one, also from her, says Faith. It's a really heavy duty canvas bag, so I'm looking forward to using it. And I'm just going to put those on there. And then I will show you what I got from my order for the Knitting Loft. I haven't even taken these out of the plastic, so there will be lots of crinkling. I'm only going to take one of them out. The other one, I'm just going to leave it in there until I actually start on the project. Or until I'm about to. Hold on a second. Okay. So it's also because I have my little notes as to my order sheet as to what I got. So first thing I got was a skein of Cozy Posy Fancy called, hold on, Tangerina Rama. And honestly, I picked this up because I'm there like, last time I did buy a skein of Cozy Posy, but then I just love the color. So this is her fancy base is, it's a cashmere, so it's an MCN. I have no idea what I'm going to make with it. I have not decided. I'm going to basically put it in my stash and wait for it to inspire me. I have the, what was the other one called? Jade or something like that. The green one I got on my last order from them. That one was, I saw it when it was in the box, and they hadn't even, the dyer behind it had literally just dropped off the box of yarn, and they opened it up and I got a peek. I'm like, what's that green? As soon as you put it up, I want to make sure I buy it. So I made sure I bought that green one. And then this one, I just saw it on the website. I'm like, I love this color. This is gorgeous. So that's one of my purchases with no project in mind. My other is 5 skeins of Mondim. So I have a very specific project for these ones in mind. I think I picked up an extra skein just in case because I wasn't certain how it was going to go, but it's Mondim yarn. I can find something to do with it afterwards, so I'm not too worried about that. So for this one, I wanted to do the pattern of, what's it called? Wool and Honey by Andrea Mowry. And this is what I wanted to do a nice gray with it. And I think this is nice. It's probably a little bit darker than what I had in mind, but if I had my way, everything would end up being a very light gray. I don't know why, I just really like that color, but this will do just fine. So I'm looking forward to working on that, but I have to finish my fox sweater, and then I got to finish my other one, which is Olive for Leaves, or I showed it to you before. I can't remember what it's called. I got to do that, and then I have to do this. However, there's going to be like a mini knit along for the love note, and I was contemplating joining it. And it's times like this I still miss not being able just to go run into the yarn shop to go get it. So I'd have to make another order for it, and I was thinking of using Mondim again, but then like the base yarn is not the problem. For the pattern, they suggest mohair to go with it. I don't use mohair, mostly due to the fact that I hate the woolly stuff that floof off, and I can't stand that. Okay. Itchy nose. So trying to find one that seems like it's not gonna, like, I don't want to buy too much because I'm probably not gonna use it. However, I may just end up just going with just a regular yarn. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for it. I have not decided. So I'm still debating as to whether or not I'm gonna do this, or if I'm gonna do it, whether or not I'm gonna use mohair to do it. I'll have to see. like, it's the times I want to be able to go and talk to the people in the store. It's like, can you give me a suggestion as to what I should use? That's what I want, and I still can't do that. I really miss being able to go to the shop. So yeah, that is everything for that, right? I talked about all knitting stuff. All knitting stuff, I believe I have. Okay, let me just put this back inside of here. And stay there. Yeah, good. All right, so I'm just thinking about if anything else. No, that is pretty much everything yarn related. Well, other than if you look over, and ignore the sweaters back there. I honestly just end up throwing my sweaters on there because I never know what to do with them. You can see that there are these red paper bags. A few years ago, I remember doing this thing where it would be like, I paper bag. I can't remember who I heard this from. I think it was. No, her podcast about yarn knitting isn't around anymore. But what she had done was take like 12 paper bags, put in a ball of yarn, sometimes a pattern to go with it, and then, randomly pull it out and knit a pair of socks or something like that out of it. And it was basically like her own sock club. So I have a lot of sock yarn, and I don't know why, because there are so many patterns that I want to do, and I decided to start doing that. So I have, I think 13 bags that are there that are waiting for something to be done with. I wrote down the names on each of the bags as to what pattern I'm going to do with it. So right now it's going to be self-striping, my own design, or a pattern that I find interesting that I want to do. The only thing that I realized is after I finished doing that and I put everything on the shelf, I'm like, I didn't even touch my book, at 52 weeks. The one about sock knitting, I didn't even touch anything in there, and now I keep looking on Instagram. There's so many patterns, and I'm like, oh, I should have put this one in there. So we'll see how long that goes. I don't know how long that's going to take me, but I don't know. We'll just go about and go and see how it works. What was it on? Yeah, so on Saturday, my dad, my stepmom, and my younger siblings decided to do a drive, and they basically came and did like a, a distant visit is what you'd call it, because they were like, we were like all crowded up by our front door, and they were like down at the bottom of the porch and all that kind of stuff, and they got to share some good news with us, and we got to see them and that kind of stuff. So I found out my brother got into the university of his choice, which was the university I wanted him to go to. I'm very happy about that. My little sister asked to see the blanket that I had told her on Instagram is almost as old as she is. It's actually a little bit, it's not as old as she is, but close. And she was kind of like in shock. It's like, oh, wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was. And then my dad asked me if it was finished. I'm like, Dad, no, this is a long-term project. It's nowhere close to finished. So I was happy to show that off. I was happy to get to see my siblings and all of that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much it for the past week or so. I finally got my running shoes, though. I ordered running shoes from adidas.ca. I've never done that before. I usually just walk right into the shoe store and pick up what I want. But since that's not really an option because most of those places are in malls, I went and I ordered it online. Lucky for me and my aunt, we have the same foot length. And Adidas doesn't do narrow shoes. Their running shoes are pretty much, average or wide, I guess. So they fit me perfectly. And lucky for me, my feet are small enough that I wear kid size, so I only had to pay one tax on it. It makes me even happier. So they're like just straight black Adidas, so I can get to wear them to work, no problem. Like nobody can complain about them. Oh no, they have white on them or something. No, they're just straight black. And anything else? No, I can't really think of anything else. I just want to knit sweaters and sweaters and socks. And I want to finish my shawl. Just because, honestly, and the reason I want to finish my shawl is because I want the bag to put a sweater in. That's the only reason. But the thing is, I'm probably, if I'm lucky, a third of the way through the shawl, and it's brioche. Yeah. We'll see how well that goes. I'll probably just use one of my new bags and keep my sweaters inside there so things don't get confused with anything else. And keep myself, keep it simple. So that is definitely going to be everything for the day. Thank you for spending your 15 minutes of knitting time with me, or crocheting, or just watching and just being entertained. I'm glad I could get to spend this time with you, and I will see you again next time. Bye!